logged on to homescc.edu. We're getting you registered right now.
Wait. Hold up. I thought you had to show up on site to register at Homes.
You can do either one. You know that career you talk about all the time? The life you dream about? It starts today. How does that famous quote go?
Please don't.
The secret to getting ahead is
Getting started.
Fall classes start August 17th. Register at a campus near you Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 3:30, or right now at homescc.edu. And remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT.
Holmes Community College.
no place like Homes.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Hey, Boo Bears. I'm totally kidding. Y'all know I will not be starting any conversation that way. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into the Lindsey Beckham Show. We are live here in the WYAB studios. We're also streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. So I'm excited about the show today. Some good news. Don't y'all love it when I get to talk about great things that are happening in our country? But before we get to that, we will, as always, be reading our Madison Minute from liveinlibertydaily.com. Go check that out. I say it every day, but y'all know how important I think it is to remember the words and the wisdom of our founding fathers and to remember what they intended for this great country that we are so fortunate, we're so blessed to live in. So this was said by Edmund Randolph at the Virginia Ratifying Convention of 1788. He said this: "A people who mean to be free must be prepared to meet danger in person and not rely upon the protection of armies." And so in my opinion, what I think that means is if we want the luxury of living in this free country and to keep it this way, then we must be prepared to fight for it. We cannot allow ourselves to become complacent and believe that we are protected. You know what they say, we're never more than one generation away from losing it all. So there's your little bit of wisdom from our founders today. Hopefully you guys are loving the Live in Liberty quotes that we are doing at the beginning of every show. You know, I've said this before, but it's something that has been a tradition with Moms for Liberty. We open every single meeting with what we have termed a Madison Minute, and a lot of quotes that I had never heard before. I have gotten the opportunity to hear and really kind of think about it and dwell on what they mean and how to apply them in 2026, right here in the free country, the US of A. Proud to be an American. Let's make pride in our country great again. How about it? Okay, I'm going to start with a quick little tidbit of Nolan Wells news, and we're going to move on because I have some things that I truly do want to talk about today. And like I said, some great news that I want to celebrate. You know, I'm going to tell you the most recent events that have taken place over at the White House. Describe that's what I voted for. And so we are most definitely going to get to that. But of course, you all know this case, this Nolan Wells case, has just kind of taken over the state. It's all anybody's talking about. It's national news, local news, statewide news. And it doesn't look like it is going to be dying down anytime soon. We talked a good bit about this yesterday and the new developments that we had learned as far as the autopsy and the toxicology and the cell phone being turned over or lack thereof, I guess I should say. But Sarah Fields, who has been following this, who's an incredible independent journalist, in my opinion, posted earlier, and she actually shared, or I don't know if it was a share or a screenshot of what Ben Crump posted today. But, with this news breaking yesterday and there being so many questions around why Nolan Wells' family is not cooperating with law enforcement, and I'm sure you're not going to be surprised by this because Lord knows I wasn't. Ben Crump didn't respond to that. He had no explanation for that. In fact, he completely ignored it. He completely ignored this news yesterday that so many people are scratching their heads over, wondering why, if you want answers and justice so badly, you're not fully cooperating. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like Ben Crump is going to be going live. I don't think that has anything to do with Nolan. Maybe he is moving on. But what he did post today were photographs of Nolan as a baby, as a young child. He did not acknowledge any of the allegations made yesterday about the cell phone. Yet today he's pulling on the heartstrings of Americans. He said these photos tell the story of 18 cherished years. To Nolan Wells' mother, Christine, he was known for his quiet nature, his corny jokes, and his gentle smile, the little things that made Nolan who he was. And that's what I talked about yesterday. His legacy is being tarnished because of Miss Boo Bear herself, Christine. She has completely taken his name and associated it with things that had nothing to do with the way he lived his life. She went on, Ben Crump went on to say he grew into a multi-sport athlete, a beloved teammate, and a young man who his family says had a gentle, calming spirit. As we continue seeking answers about what happened to Nolan, we also want the world to remember the life he lived and the young man his family loved so deeply. Nolan's story is about more than how his life ended. It's about who he was. Now, I think this is especially coming from Ben Crump, we know exactly who he is. So this is just a distraction from the news that broke yesterday. But honestly, I agree with Mr. Crump here. We should be remembering Nolan for who he was. His life, his entire legacy shouldn't be muddied with this race baiting division that's happening not only across the Ocean Springs community, but the entire state of Mississippi, and even the entire country. I'd go so far as to say the entire country. So, Mr. Crump, you finally said something I agree with you on. I think the timing of what you said was very opportunistic. Let's distract from the news that we won't cooperate with investigators and law enforcement. Let's plead to the hearts of Americans. But I expect nothing less from Ben Crump, civil rights attorney extraordinaire, race baiting attorney who shows up and then poof, disappears when your case is no longer making him money. So yesterday, the White House, just picture it. President Trump in all his glory, RFK Jr. standing right behind him as Trump signs an executive order, and not with an auto pen, actually signing it himself, dismantling the childhood vaccine schedule. And all God's people said, amen. That, my friends, is what I voted for. The first time a man in the White House has had the backbone, has had the nerve, has had the guts to stand up to big pharma and vaccine manufacturers and say publicly, something's not right here. 1 in 18 children born in California today are on the spectrum. That number climbs year after year after year as we steadily add more vaccines to a child's first 18 years of life. So this was so very needed. There are many pediatricians across the country, across the state, right here locally, that will not see your child unless you go along with what they recommend as far as the children's vaccine schedule goes. They'll fire you as a patient if you won't bend a knee and do as they say. Tyranny, overreach, all the above. Now, Ronald Reagan, very loved, very respected president. Conservatives love him. I love a lot of the things he did, a lot of the things that he said, but I have a problem, a big problem with Ronald Reagan because he was president back in 1986 when the Act of 86 was signed. The Act of 86 made all vaccine manufacturers non-liable for any injuries caused by their product. But you know, vaccines are so safe and effective and they're needed. The world is just going to burn down around us if everybody's not vaccinated. They're good for you. There's no such thing as vaccine injury. Then why did there need to be an act that would assure these manufacturers they could not be held liable when something goes wrong? Think about that for a moment. Chew on that for a minute. So this is absolutely what I voted for. these pediatricians, these doctors' offices that are firing children as patients because their parents won't go along. Fun little fact here. Insurance companies, and I'm sure it's all of them, but I know 1,000,000% for a fact, Blue Cross Blue Shield gives a quarterly bonus to every pediatrician who has at least 80% of their patients vaccinated according to the schedule they want you to go by, which includes multiple vaccines at each visit, given all at the same time. So when a pediatrician doesn't want to see you anymore because you have questions and you have concerns and you want to space these shots out, or you decide you don't want to vaccinate at all, I'll tell you why that is. That pediatrician sees dollar signs that they won't be pocketing because you won't go along with what they are telling you is safe to inject into your child's body. I urge you, parents, if you have a well baby visit that is coming up and you have a child who is scheduled to get some vaccines, I would tell you this. Ask your pediatrician, can you tell me the ingredients in this vaccine you want to give my baby today? Can you tell me if it has a black box warning? Can you tell me what is listed as side effects? Can you tell me what the insert says that comes in this box of vaccines when they ship it to the clinic? That would be an interesting, very, very interesting conversation, I would think. But if you can't answer those questions for me, then don't you dare tell me what you recommend for my baby. Thanks, no thanks. I'll do the research myself. I will be informed, and then I'll decide. Because I'm the parent. God-given rights. God, not government. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. There is lots more to talk about. Fauci is in some more hot water, and I'm loving it. I am loving it. We're going to be right back here. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show, 103.9 WYAB. B.
103.9 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to ring partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Ream and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity. When it comes to protecting what matters most, experience counts. And the Rusty Healy Agency has been serving Madison and the rest of the Jackson Metro for over 35 years. Local agent Landon Thompson is keeping that trusted tradition going strong. As a local independent agent, he's not locked into one provider. The Rusty Healy Agency can shop the top insurance companies to find the best fit for you. And everyone knows that the Rusty Healy Agency and Landon Thompson offer top quality local customer service. Contact Landon today at 601-856-3681.
For over 2 decades, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for auto repair and maintenance. Brake repair and replacement, radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, AC, and water pumps. A1 will get your vehicle back up and running fast. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, rings, and pinions. A1 Gear and Auto, Highway 49 in Florence. A1 Gear and Auto, your trusted auto repair shop.
Hey Flora, the farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, organic, local, clear. Locally sourced meats and vegetables too. Fresh produce every day, picked just for you. The farm store in Flora, fresh from the farm right here. The farm store in Flora, come see what's fresh today.
Managing payroll, benefits, workers' comp, and HR tasks can take valuable time away from running your business. That's where People Lease comes in. From payroll processing and tax filing to employee benefits and retirement plan administration, People Lease helps simplify your back office operations while improving employee satisfaction. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Schedule your consultation today at peoplelease.com. That's peoplelease.com.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
Located in Ridgeland and Flora, come see me, Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance.
From Jacksontown to the radio, this is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back into the Lindsey Beckham Show, live here in the WYAB studios. We are also streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can call in to the show today, 601-879-0002. You can also text the Lindsey Beckham Show text line. That number is 601-879-4648. I titled the show today, That's What I Voted For. We got into a little bit of it during the first segment, but an executive order was signed in the White House yesterday by President Trump, who is spearheading a major overhaul of current childhood vaccination mandates in an effort to give parents more freedom to choose which shots their children take and when. So this executive order announced what the administration is calling the gold standard childhood vaccine recommendations, saying that not only do the new recommendations align with other developed nations, but they also align with common sense. Hallelujah. Finally, a little bit of common sense. A memo on the order recommends children receive immunizations for 11 diseases, fewer than the 18 current CDC guidelines. It also ended recommendations that all minors receive the COVID-19 jab. A Health and Human Services scientific assessment compared the U.S. vaccine schedule to those of peer nations in Europe. It found that the American childhood vaccine schedule recommends many more vaccines than most Western nation counterparts, sometimes close to doubling the amount of shots. The memo also recommends that parents should have 5 separate vaccine appointments instead of children taking all of the vaccinations at once. He said, I think you're going to see some amazing results by breaking this up. And I agree. I agree 1,000,000%. Some of us have been shouting this from the rooftops for many years. And finally feeling a little validated by this administration. It's the fundamental right of the parent to direct the upbringing of their children. The parent, not government. I say it a lot, but it's so true. Because here at the Lindsey Beckham Show, we believe in protecting children, empowering parents, and standing for truth. Always. You know, a little bit of truth, like there has never been any double-blind placebo studies testing done on vaccinations that you're forced to give your children in some places. California has no exemption. New York has no exemption. Forced to inject your child with aluminum, formaldehyde, aborted fetal cells. The list goes on and on. Mercury. If you called Child Protective Services right now and you told them you knew a parent who was forcing their child to ingest and then listed off the ingredients from the vaccines they want you to give a baby at a well baby visit, you would have the cops at your house so quickly investigating that parent. That's how outrageous it sounds when we tell the truth about what's in so many of these safe and effective, air quotes in the studio here, vaccines. I can promise you the world is not going to cease to exist when we stop vaccinating our children. When we stop poisoning our children, in my opinion, that's exactly what we are doing. In fact, I'd be willing to bet what we see are children who are much healthier. Just look at the Amish community, for goodness sakes. They don't vaccinate. There's not been some disaster because they have chosen not to inject their children with these horrific ingredients that are contained in so many recommended vaccines. You know, President Trump and RFK had already taken a stance on hepatitis B, quit recommending it at birth, which wasn't always the case. I did not have hepatitis B until I went into the medical field in college. That's the way it used to be. But when Big Pharma sees dollar signs, well, they're going to do everything in their power to operate off of that, such as making incoming seventh graders have an updated tetanus shot, which no longer comes by itself. You have to get it in a shot of 3 vaccines, tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis. You can't draw titers to show that you still have immunity from previous tetanus shots. Oh no, that won't work. You have to go get a whole new tetanus shot to enter 7th grade. And guess what? There's 2 others in there as well. Oh, and now in America, they want you to give your baby who just came into the world within the first 5 minutes of life the Hep B. Which is so interesting because the only ways you can contract hepatitis B are through unprotected sex, dirty drug needles, passing it on from mother to child during the delivery process. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen a bunch of newborns walking around with dirty drug needles and having unprotected sex with people that they don't know. Haven't seen infants doing that. So why? Why force this on new moms, young moms who have just given birth, telling them this is what their baby needs? You're liars. You're all liars. You all see dollar signs. And it's corrupt as hell. Shame on you. Shame on you. The amount of children who have been harmed because of your greediness. Dear God, I wouldn't want to be these people on Judgment Day. Not one little bit. We got to take a break. New allegations against Fauci and then the medical community. Their heads are exploding over this executive order Trump signed yesterday. And I am here for it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here. This is The Lindsey Beckham Show. Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
When it comes to protecting all the things that matter in your world, generations of folks in central Mississippi have trusted Allstate agent Mark Dwyron. Mark knows the right coverage with the right price, helps you feel secure and protected. For decades, Mark's been a trusted agent protecting you against mayhem that is unpredictable. And he's always just a moment away when you need him. Mark Dwyron. For auto, home, life, and more, you're in good hands with Allstate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The death toll in Colombia continuing to go up after yesterday's major earthquake. More than 200 people have died due to collapsed homes and buildings across western Colombia. Crews still searching for people trapped in the rubble. Daryl Pop is a Canadian real estate agent. He was celebrating his birthday in the country, telling ABC News he took cell phone video when the shaking began.
It's such a surreal feeling. And I turned around and I saw the cabinet smash and I heard people running through the hallways and doors slamming. I was like, okay, maybe it's time to stop this video and get out of the building.
A U.S. Marine is on a flight back to America after his release from a Russian prison. Robert Gilman was detained for more than 4 years on disputed charges. According to the group advocating for his release, Gilman is gravely ill and suffered years of abuse. No one drew all the winning numbers for last night's Powerball drawing. The jackpot now swelling to $1 billion for tomorrow night's drawing. This is ABC News.
You can
and show your pride and patriotism in honor of the 250th birthday of this great nation by proudly flying a flag. And a complete flag source on I-55 in Jackson is the place to find it. All sizes for all purposes. And they have the official 250-year celebration flag. Have a look at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Have a large fleet of vehicles? Looking for somewhere to provide routine maintenance? Tired of waiting on an appointment? Ken here with Rapid Oil Change. We accept most local and national fleets as well as 30-day in-house accounts with no appointment needed. We offer maintenance packages to fit any need. Oil changes, wipers, tires, car washes, and more. Have a diesel? No sweat. We carry diesel exhaust fluid and diesel fuel filters. With over 40 years of experience, Rapid Oil is the right choice for your fleet. Stop in today and let us keep your fleet ready and on the road.
Are you worried about an aging loved one? What options are there for assisted living? What will my insurance cover? Join John Merrill with Amada Senior Care for Senior Health Today, each Tuesday from 9 to 10 a.m., right here on 1039 WYAB. From assisted living options to nursing home care to elder planning, Senior Health Today and Amada Senior Care has you covered. Each Tuesday from 9 to 10 a.m., right here on 1039 WYAB.
Want insider tips on foundation repair, maintenance, and how to protect your biggest investment? Todd Sandridge, owner of Superior Foundation Services, will be dropping in this month for quick interviews with your favorite local hosts. Whether you're dealing with cracks, settling, or just want peace of mind, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Superior Foundation Services, helping you stay on solid ground. Find them online at superior.ms. That's superior.ms.
Sun coming up over New York City.
Welcome back into the Lindsey Beckham Show. You can participate in the show today. I see our haters are out in full force over in the live chat. I'm just ignoring you guys over there. I will never understand how certain people love to listen and watch things they don't agree with. Is it just because you want to be fired up, you want to be angry, you want to fight with me? I guess it makes for good entertainment. Who knows? You can participate. You can call into the show today, 601-879-0002. You can also text the Lindsey Beckham Show text line. 601-879-4648 is the number if you would like to text in to the show today. We have been discussing this executive order signed by the one and only President Donald J. Trump yesterday, which he states is going to be the gold standard for childhood vaccine recommendations. Now, if you don't think there is a problem with big pharma in this country, then I would urge you, especially you YouTubers over there in the chat who want to hate on what I have to say here, I would urge you to click over to the Lindsey Clancy trial. I have been horrified listening to what this young mother was prescribed. 13 antipsychotic and SSRI anxiety, depression meds. She was crying, pleading, begging for help. She told them she had thoughts of unaliving herself. She told them she felt like she was in a fog. She couldn't sleep, going 48 hours at a time with no sleep. She told her husband she had thoughts of harming her children, and they just piled more and more and more and more drugs into this woman. She checked herself in to a mental health facility. She documented everything. She did everything right. She called suicide hotlines just to be turned away, because when she was asked if she had a plan on how she would go about doing it, she told them no. Therefore, she didn't qualify for their help until she snapped, until it was all too much and psychosis set in, causing her to murder her 3 children and then attempt to unalive herself by slitting her wrist, her throat, and then throwing her body out of their 2nd-story bedroom window while her husband was gone to pick up a stool softener for their child Cora and their dinner. That's what that man walked into. She was a labor and delivery nurse, had a supportive family, has been described by her coworkers, her friends, friends from high school, friends from college, friends that she met in her adult life, the nanny. Everyone, even the childcare worker at the gym where she would work out, they have all described her as being an excellent, caring, loving mother. Her husband, ex-husband now, has defended her. So has his family, so has her family. He said, "This is not the woman I married. She got sick." And now she is sitting in a courtroom, or has been for the last 3 weeks anyway, as the Commonwealth over in Massachusetts attempts to prosecute her for killing her children. Our medical system, the system failed her. Big Pharma plays a huge role in that. We have got to learn in this country that throwing pills at a situation is not always the answer. We are not all one size fits all. It doesn't work that way. We are all made differently, genetically. It's not always the answer. No, I am extremely thankful for advancements that we have made in the medical field in many areas. Life-saving advancements that save lives every single day. But when you listen to this mama story, it will break your heart. Her life over, ruined. She's either going to spend the rest of her life, and by the way, she's paralyzed from the chest down due to her injuries, and she will spend the rest of her life either in a mental hospital or a prison. Terribly sad, terribly, terribly tragic situation that is playing out over in a Massachusetts courtroom right now. There are a lot of problems. in this country when it comes to big pharma. And then we've got Fauci. You know Fauci, right? You remember him, the one who made all the recommendations during the pandemic, the one who was behind the gain of function research over in that Wuhan, China lab where COVID came from. The one who pled the fifth during the Senate hearing a few weeks ago, refusing to answer what day of the week it was. Well, there's new information coming out that he was well aware of while continuing to recommend everyone go get the COVID not vaccine, experimental mRNA technology that they wanted to inject into all Americans. Senator Ron Johnson has confirmed this morning that there was COVID vaccine data that Fauci was aware of that shows pregnant women who took the jab miscarried at a rate of 12.6%. But that's not all. That wasn't bad enough for you. Pregnant women who took the jab in their first trimester miscarried at a rate of 82%. 82% of women in this country pregnant in their first trimester who took what they told you needed, the COVID-19, what they called vaccine, miscarried. Lost their baby. It never should have happened. It never should have happened. And we cannot so quickly forget what they pushed on us during COVID. Speaking of Lindsey Clancy, who's over there in that courtroom fighting for her life, that she doesn't even want to live, by the way. When she was seeking this help for the postpartum depression, anxiety, and psychosis she was living through back in 2022, 2023, many doctor's appointments she could not even attend in person, much less have someone there with her, like her husband or one of her parents, because, well, COVID. So many lives lost. So many lives destroyed. So many people dying alone. And Fauci should absolutely be held accountable. Yes, I know he was pardoned. Does it even count if it was signed off by an auto pen? I don't know. But someone needs to show some accountability here with what this country and so many people were put through during that pandemic. 82% of pregnant women in the first trimester. Might as well call it genocide. We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with us. We're going to be right back here to wrap things up today here on The Lindsey Beckham Show. Lindsey Beckham Show.
1039 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
When it comes to protecting all the things that matter in your world, generations of folks in central Mississippi have trusted Allstate agent Mark Dwyron. Mark knows the right coverage with the right price, helps you feel secure and protected. For decades, Mark's been a trusted agent protecting you against mayhem that is unpredictable. And he's always just a moment away when you need him. Mark Dwyron. For auto, home, life, and more, you're in good hands with Allstate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
A funny thing happens to a lot of men. One day you're the guy carrying the ice chest, loading the truck, and helping everybody move. Then one day, you're looking for a place to sit down. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, talk to Live Better Men's Health and Wellness. Real answers, personalized treatment, a better way forward. Living better starts at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you. Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
Tired of the brutal Mississippi sun beating down on your ride or home? Lakeland Glass and Tint in Flowood has you covered. They specialize in professional window tint for cars, homes, and businesses using premium Expel film, plus top-tier paint protection film, ceramic coatings, and full vehicle wraps. Change your truck's color or turn it into a rolling billboard without an expensive paint job. Get a free quote today at LakelandGlassandTint.com. That's LakelandGlassandTint.com. Lakeland Glass and Tint, Central Mississippi Tint and Wrap Pros.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Attention troops. General Bob's Swap Shop is moving to a brand new battle time. That's right, General Bob here, so fall in and form up every Saturday from 8 to 11 a.m. on 103.9 WYAB. Bring your bargains, your treasures, your oddities, and your best deals to the front lines to buy, sell, and trade. General Bob's Swap Shop is calling all troops to assemble. Report for General Bob's Swap Shop from 8 to 11 a.m. this Saturday. We're counting on you.
From Jacksontown to the radio, this is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back into the last few moments of the Lindsey Beckham Show today. I usually read comments, but I mean, you people are out in full force today. I don't even think I can wade through all the negative comments over there, but I'm glad I could make your day, haters. Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. I did get a text in on the Lindsey Beckham Show text line. This unknown texter says that he agrees with me about Nolan Wells' family and how they should be cooperating, but also ask, why don't I mention the authorities issuing a court order and our subpoena to turn over the phone? Jimmy, not unknown text, it's from Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't know if they have done that or not. I imagine if they have not done that, it's due to the fact that Ben Crump has consistently stated that they would be cooperating and they would be turning the phone over to law enforcement, to investigators. And so I guess even though he is saying that they plan to do that, it just has not been done yet. But maybe that is something they will do if they continue to refuse to turn the phone over and yet make accusations about things being removed or deleted from the phone. I could see that potentially happening in the future, and they may have already done it. They're not letting us in on everything they're doing as far as the investigation is concerned. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your text. I'll be back here tomorrow. I will be joined by Miss Tanya Shelnut of Alliance Defending Freedom. We're going to talk about all the great work that they are doing across the country. You do not want to miss it. Right here at 12 tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then. Bye.